Hello, everybody. I'm back finally after like what, 2 months? Something like that. A lot of things have changed. I've got a new program. And also, I am here with two friends, so I don't bore the heck out of you guys. You guys want to introduce yourselves? You don't have to use your actual names.
Hi. Sup?
Sweet. All right. With that being said, we're just gonna get started. I have to figure out what settings I'm doing on this because I have a new drawing program because I've been using the same one for like 7, 8 years. And as you can see, I am going to draw my dog Bandit. She's a Husky. I feel like this picture captures her personality pretty well, right?
Oh yeah. Including the hedgehog Santa Claus?
Including the hedgehog Santa Claus. That, I don't know. I don't remember when we got that. Oh, I messed up already. Hang on. Delete, delete. Eh. So this is going to be a little bit goofier than all the other ones. I feel like just in general, like I'm not great at speaking, so I have friends to help me speak, and this is probably awkward for you guys too, right?
A little bit. It's not bad.
But, just I don't want it to be like super awkward. But like last time, I was just me talking, and I feel like I definitely wasn't as confident as I am now, just speaking in general. But like, it's easier when I've got other people around that I'm not super awkward around, or that I'm awkward around but don't care that I'm awkward around. I need to make her face bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say the snout needs to be a bit longer too.
And the best thing about this, though, is that both of my friends here have experience in art as well. So if they give me input,
Snout needs to be a bit longer. Muzzle.
that is also true. So yeah, so I've got one friend watching me draw, which is something I'm used to, and then the other one is playing Breath of the Wild on the Switch as as we go here. So if you hear her complaining about Lizalfos or something, I think that's what is that what you were complaining about last time?
Probably.
But yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit different this time around, just because like I said before, the last time I tried to do like all tutorial and give advice and stuff, and that worked I think for a bit, and then I just started ranting about things that didn't really make sense. So hopefully, this is a little bit more organized, a little bit more. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
Informational?
Yeah,
Informative.
there you go. That's the word. Informative. I actually don't know if you can hear her from because she's a little bit further back, and I'm using the microphone on my computer, so I know you guys can hear me, but she's a little bit farther back. So guess you guys will have to let me know later. Nah, I'll figure it out when I listen back on this. Oh no.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, going back and listening to yourself in any recording, like especially when I used to do choir and had to record myself for things like that, um, it was you get the feeling that you sound like a chipmunk.
Really? I always
Yeah.
thought my voice sounded lower when I was listening to it being recorded. It's weird and distorted.
Well, yeah, that happens too, for sure. So I think I don't remember. Ooh, I need to. There we go. If it's too dark, it frightens me. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no, darkness. My old friend.
Hello,
Time to
darkness,
talk
my friend.
to you again.
I don't know if like singing will take down videos. If it's less than 10 seconds, probably, but I'm not actually worried about that. I'll just re-upload it. It's fine, not a big deal.
Sorry.
Someone found a sneaky
What?
snail. Breath of the Wild. How we don't understand you. Okay, so this is like a super, super rough sketch, but
Got all the basic shapes.
it's got all the basic shapes. I do need to put in like little blocks so I know where to put certain colors. But other than that, like this is how I've been drawing animals. So I haven't posted any drawings, like speed paints of the animals I've been drawing, but I do have a Facebook page that shows like the works in progress I've been doing, and here I am. I'm gonna plug like one of those, uh, you know, like the super famous YouTubers, like, hey, you know, don't miss this, this, and this, whatever. I'm literally just gonna leave it in the description because I'm too lazy to search the link right now, even though I have it open in another tab.
Q pointing downwards for shameless plug.
For shameless plug, yeah. I don't have an editing program, so that's not gonna work for this one. But once I have one and can do that, I'll absolutely do that. But yeah, that is for another day. You doing okay back there?
I'm fine.
Okay. I
I
heard
was
you.
laughing.
Oh, okay. At me or the game?
The game.
Okay. She found a golden gold. Oh, words. There we go. Flub number 1. If we had a counter, that would be the first one. You guys will count that for me, right? My flubs.
Oh, shoot.
I'm talking to you guys, not the audience that isn't here yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, this is one.
Good job. Good job.
Ah.
Okay. So, like all the other sketches, it's pretty cartoony. I'll fix that in post. And I do want to say this probably isn't going to be like a regular thing specifically. Like, I'd like it to be, but I don't get to hang out with my friends as much as I want to anymore, mostly because of work, but we've all got our own lives. We got a lot of things that we need to do.
You have lives.
Okay, well,
Wow.
I mean,
way to put it that way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. You're good.
Ah, shoot, it's blood moon.
It's a blood moon in Breath of the Wild. All the enemies are gonna come back. So I'm gonna put something in the background. I've found that, well, now you can't see it, but I'll just go. The last drawing I did was a fox, and I found it easier to do the fur and the shading that way by putting in a background and then adding the background to the drawing of the actual animal, and then just blending the background and the animal together. It doesn't sound like it would work, but it was kind of cool making that work. So yeah, just gonna block some of these colors in. Do you guys have any questions or advice or like anything you want to throw out there?
I mean, I've been watching you draw for 6 years now, so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing we have left to ask.
Fair enough. But yeah, I know, I mean, different forms of art, you guys like to write more, typically.
I don't know, I've been into painting recently.
That's true, you have been.
Animals. I always start with the face, though.
Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to write as much as I hoped I would.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's so many different types of art. Writing is one of them, and I think that's because I like writing, but I feel like I don't have the type, not necessarily the skills, but like you guys are definitely better at it than I am, I think. And there's just something that you can capture in writing that drawings don't always have.
Yeah, and vice versa. I mean, there's stuff you can capture in a drawing that words can't always do justice, so.
And that's why I'm like just the like I think that's why I always liked illustrations when I was little too. Like besides the fact that oh my gosh, it's a drawing, it looks cool. It illustration going along with the writing, I feel is like one of the best things out there, or one of.
Yeah.
I think I said,
One of the other things I like about writing, though, is that depending on what's being written, the illustration, the picture you make in the mind's eye, can be completely different to the person next to you.
That's
Yeah,
true.
of course.
I mean, nobody
It's,
sees anything the same way as another person. I mean, one person, you can be thinking of the same thing, but have a different picture in your mind.
Yeah. Which makes it always cool when you actually see an illustration of that. Like in the mind's eye, it's different for each person. But if you actually see a concrete drawing, then it starts to unify people's thoughts on that thing a little more. And it's always really cool. Sometimes it's different, you know, than what you expected it would be, because in your mind you saw it different.
Yeah,
But it's never wrong.
right. Very true. But yeah, so maybe I should talk a little bit about my dog too, since I'm drawing her. Bandit. She's funny. She's she's like 10 or 11 years old now, so she's yeah, she's an old gal. She's still moving around pretty well for her age, you know. As far as I know, she doesn't have any like big problems with her. Like she's still climbing stairs. She's still I don't know. She's very mobile for I mean, huskies in general are more hyper
Dude,
dogs,
my
but
dog is 13 and he's driving me up a wall, and he's a terrier dachshund mix.
that's true. That's very true. But yeah, I remember I think how old was I? I had to have been like 12 then. Um we got her as a puppy, and they actually lied to us about her age. I don't remember if I told you guys this, so
No,
this is a
I don't
story for
think
everyone.
I don't think
They
I've ever
lied
heard
to you
this.
about the. I don't even know how
Yeah,
you got her, so that's okay.
yeah. I don't remember like where we got her either, so like I can't even, you know, say you know badmouth anybody, but specifically. But so with dogs, typically you don't want to separate them before. Is it? I think it's like 8 weeks at least.
It's a couple months.
Um, And they didn't tell us this, but we actually got her at 6 weeks, and it kind of messed with her a little bit.
Oh.
So while huskies are a hyper dog anyway, she was a lot more hyper, and she had some separation anxiety issues, and that I feel like that's normal in some dogs. When you're first
Yeah.
being taken away from their mother and parents or whatnot, but she had a lot of that. So like she would not leave anybody alone. And she's fine now. She's better about it, but it could have gone worse, and we're very lucky that it didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a good dog. She, a lot of people. I mean, she's run away a lot because. So, another funny story. She how do I explain this without sounding really
Horrible.
bad? Yeah, so we actually have to have heavy chains, not like attached to her leash because she breaks every other type of chain or leash
Mhm.
and
Oh.
runs away. I mean, she always comes back, but we've actually had people, at least at our old house, call the police saying, "Hey, they've got chains on their dog. I think it's animal abuse," and they'll be over, and we'll show them like the broken chains that she's broken out of, and they're like, "All right, I guess that's fine."
That's better than what they called the police for my dogs.
Wait, they called the police on your dogs?
My neighbor is grumpy. He calls the police on our dogs because they bark when they're outside.
So like a normal dog.
Yeah, but we have to go and be on them as soon as they start barking, or he'll call the cops. And they're not even the worst in our neighborhood.
Lovely. Love.
My neighbors gave up a long time ago.
That kind of brings up my uncle bought a dog, and he's a good dog, but
I'm playing
That
with
was a
puppy.
loaded sigh.
it was like I feel bad because like my uncle's dog is an Australian Shepherd, and he bought him at I think he was 9 months when we got him. Uh, not saying anything like nothing bad about his dog. His dog's name is Charlie. Just my uncle doesn't know how to train him, and he's very lazy and doesn't take him in for training. And he also doesn't want to spend money on training, so he's not getting any training. Um, and backstory for that too. My grandma used to have a couple of dogs there before at different points in time, golden retrievers. And the last time she had a dog was um,
Angel, right?
Angel, yeah. My little brother ended up being scared of her, so my grandma decided to basically put her up for adoption so another family could take care of her better than us. Because if anytime my little brother was home, he would, he has a form of autism, so he fixated on it and was scared of Angel. Even like he's scared of smaller dogs. When we got her as a puppy, he was terrified, even though he was used to Bandit. Growing up with Bandit was one thing, but uh, Angel as a puppy wasn't the same.
Yeah.
So this was like a couple years before my uncle moved in, and that's a whole another story. If you guys want me to go into it, I will, but that's probably gonna be like
No.
no. That one for sure would have a lot of swearing in it, and I would rather not. So, yeah.
No.
So
Trying to keep this child friendly, guys.
for the most part, yeah. So basically, he moved in with my grandma. That's like the majority of what you need to know anyway. He's kind of been taking control of the house. Like my grandma never really wanted to leave the house anyway, but now she's terrified to leave because she's afraid he's gonna steal something.
Oh God. That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's fun. Um, but anyway, back to the dog story and Charlie. He kind of just bought a cage and brought the dog over, last minute. I mean, she did give him permission to buy a dog. She was like half-hearted about it. She doesn't know how to say no, basically.
Oh,
And it's
see the family resemblance.
thanks.
You're welcome.
You're not wrong though. It's true. So she said it was fine, even though she really wasn't okay with it. But he didn't tell her when he was gonna get said dog, and he just kind of brought him in out of nowhere. So like I came home from work one day and he was already there, and I had no clue it was gonna happen. So again, while he's a good dog and just needs some training and needs to learn not to bite and jump, um, yeah, it wasn't the best situation. So
Stressful is a good word.
yeah, and again, like he just hasn't learned it yet. I've had him bite me and scratch me, because he's excited. He's not doing it to be hurtful, but like I have a scar on my hand. It'll go away probably by next year. It's not bad, but he actually took a chunk out of my thumb. Not like a big one, but it bled a little bit. That's all. But like it was on Halloween too,
Oh.
so that was a little awkward. But again, like I don't really blame him because he was excited and he was play biting and didn't realize he was biting too hard. So
Well, yeah, I mean, all those.
he's gotten better now because I yelled at him and his ears went back and he realized he messed up. I mean, he was back to jumping up and being excited like, maybe 2 minutes later, but yeah, it's almost as if training your dog and he listens is a good thing.
No
No way.
But yeah, so my uncle, at least for now, his way of training the dog is anytime it does something wrong is screaming at it, but then like not trying to lock him up or, you know, um, punish him in any way.
Not
And I'm not like
reinforcing.
saying like, like
Just a bop on the nose.
yeah, like a tiny like if anybody's seen like that really dumb Scooby Doo 3D movie, like just a flick on the nose usually.
Oh, I love that movie.
I mean,
it was horrible.
It was a horrible movie, but
you do you.
the second one was worse, and I didn't think it could get worse, but
Wait,
it
there
did.
was a second one?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, okay, so each one had its moments, but like it wasn't a good adaptation in my. But anyway, we're not here for movies. We're here for drawing. Um,
How'd we get here?
Desmond the Moon Bear. How did I get here? The end. You haven't seen those. Those are
Nope.
a thing. Man, how old are those now? I remember watching that when I was a kid.
Psh, don't even know what you're talking about. It's wonderful.
Anyway, so drawing. Where am I messing up here? Did I? Oh no, I'm accidentally. Oops, wrong layer. I do that a lot. I'll mess up layers, switching in between.
It's okay. It's human.
Words have never been so earnestly muttered. Being human. There is nothing wrong with being human, I'll have you know.
Hey, I envy my dog's life. It's fine.
You know what? I have to admit, I would love to live a life where anytime I see my favorite person, I just like get so excited that my tail starts wagging and
You have a tail?
No. I have a hoodie that has a tail though. Umbreon, favorite Pokemon. Just happened to have a tail on it. Okay, it's not my favorite Pokemon, but it's my favorite evolution.
How
for
dare
sure.
you?
Look, don't judge me.
Traitor.
Traitor. That's what Destiny told me when I said that I was a Slytherin.
Oh, right.
Mm.
I am a proud Hufflepuff.
She didn't even take the Pottermore test, so how are we supposed to judge that?
Oh, your sister?
Yeah.
If she's self-diagnosed, it's fine.
Self-diagnosed
The sorting
Gryffindor.
hat takes your opinion into account.
That's true. And you know what? Maybe she's a Gryffindor. I don't doubt that. But to call me a traitor? Ugh,
How dare she?
How rude.
how rude.
How rude. Where did you come from?
We're making all of these references that nobody's
Jar Jar
gonna
Binks!
understand.
That's where that comes from. That's Star Wars. Okay.
How rude? Well, it's
So-
Star Wars, but I heard it in Full House first.
Oh, I heard how rude from Jar Jar when he tries to
Oh, yeah, 'cause his
grab
mouth-
something with
his-
his tongue.
Yeah, because his mouth is like numb from.
Yeah. The dude flicking his tongue.
I was thinking of a different scene. I actually was watching part of it the other night. The one where he's trying to help Anakin. No, he drops something and by the pod and his mouth goes numb because he put his face in those. I forgot how he phrased it, but like.
It's okay.
Yeah. So if you've watched Star Wars and have seen the prequel movies that most people don't like.
Hey, I was like 5 when those came out. Those were great.
True. I like them. I mean, yeah.
They aren't as good as the first 3 that came out, but I love them. So deal with it.
I just think we need less midichlorians and less politics, and then we're fine. Darth Maul was great.
You got split in half.
Whoa, spoilers for a movie that's how old now?
God, I don't even want to know. Don't tell me how old it is. That will depress
It'll
me.
make us feel old.
It's a
We're not old, guys.
The
Promise.
old age of 22.
Shh.
It's okay.
You don't tell people your age.
Why not? What does it
Because
matter?
a woman must never tell her age.
No, you're not supposed to ask a woman's age or weight. That's rules. What are rules?
They should tell that to people at carnivals.
Hey, people still think I'm 16.
That's true. I still have
I
people,
got carded the other day. It was wonderful.
I still have people thinking I'm like 13. I'm like, guys, stop. No.
And we get did we tell you? Not the last time, but the time before we were at the mall, we got mistaken for sisters 2 times in the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have the same hair color, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
They're stereotyping us.
I mean, probably.
Oh my gosh, they both have long brown hair and
Brown eyes. Aren't your eyes even brown?
they go back and forth. Mostly they're hazel. Oh my gosh, these people are learning too much about me. Ugh. Only joking, I don't care. I would do a face cam, but I don't know how that works.
Just don't tell them where you live. It's fine.
So here's my address. Come around me. Oh man, we're having fun.
This is why she invited us over.
It's true. Hopefully this is a more enjoyable. Oh, there's flub number 2. Enjoyable video.
Actually, we haven't been keeping count, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 2.
Oh, is it? Well,
Probably.
2
Oh my
plus.
Gosh, choo-choos, go away.
She's fighting jelly blobs. Oh
The Jelly
no.
Bobs are being mean to me.
And the other day, I went to go get my hair cut, and the hairdresser was making small talk, and she's like, "Do you have any younger siblings?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a little brother." And she's like, "Oh, is he like young, like 5, 6?" I'm like, "No, he's 19." And then she looking at me, and she's like, "How old are you?"
I would make a comment, but I don't want you to murder me.
Oh, well, that's probably for the best then. Oh man, she just gave me this look like she couldn't wrap her head around the fact that I was older than like 14.
Yeah. People are funny. You know, when they're not. I'm not going to tell any bakery stories today, as much as I want to.
Might be a good idea.
Mostly because
You have to bake bread?
I said we're not going into those. But yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, I might tell those stories. Ugh, I keep accidentally like
Blah,
blah, blah, blah. Keep expanding the navigator bar instead of drawing. That's the only reason I don't like these on the side.
That's a very bushy tail.
It is a bushy tail. She has a very bushy tail.
The Husky, I hope she does.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I'm not gonna tell any work stories just because I know for a fact one of my coworkers, who I'm mostly doing it for.
Oh, okay.
No, did you think I was gonna say something bad?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you're not gonna say something bad.
I think she was talking about the game.
Oh, see, that's the only thing. Like, I told her like it's fine if she plays it in the background, but like now I don't know if she's freaking out about the game or what I'm saying. So, to be fair, that happens regularly
Sorry.
anyway.
The
So.
reason, hey, I'm not that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. You were saying why you weren't saying workplace stories.
Yeah, so I'm mostly doing this for my coworker and her son. So, she already knows all the bakery stories, like all the weird people that we deal with on a daily basis. So you know, not like a. Anyway, for those who weren't watching and just listening to this as like a podcast, I moved my mouse around, and you might want to look back on that, replay that for like 2 seconds. It wasn't epic or anything.
Sudden bouts of anger.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing a video game and you're upset about something, so you move the camera around wildly. I do that with Pokemon Go too, even though it's not like an actual video game. But
It's not an actual video.
I mean,
it's not, but it's great.
It's not a typical video game, but like, so Bree, you've seen me do it constantly. I'll just spin the camera around wildly, like, what's going on? I might have to figure out how to level the audio for this. Just realizing I have no idea how to do that, but let's see. That's not a bad start though, right? She's not fluffy yet, but got the basic shape.
Her mouth looks a little scary.
Just a little.
That's true. That's true. I'll fix it with the.
Oh wait, her eyes are supposed to go there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I think I mentioned this in the tiger tutorial. I'd like to do the eyes last. I forgot to mention that it does have some lasting effects where people are like, "Oh no, where are the eyes? This is uncanny. Help, please!
This is
help."
disturbing. Please help us. It's going to jump out of the screen and kill me.
Did you tell them why?
Oh, the eye thing? Yeah. I'll say it again though, in case this is somebody's first video. So one of I think it's the same painting class that you and I took, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
One of the other students in the class would paint the eyes last because she believed it was like the soul of the painting, like the eyes are the window to the soul. So
I miss her.
Yeah.
She was an interesting person.
Interesting in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, she's still around, right? I don't know if she's.
Well, she retired the same year we graduated high school.
Oh, you're talking about Miss Certs.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about.
Oh no, she's talking about.
Different person.
Friend.
Yeah, I was talking about a peer, not a teacher. But yeah, Miss Certs is cool. I have her on Facebook.
Oh,
do you really?
I
do, yeah. I don't know if she liked the Facebook page, so I don't know if she's seen any of the drawings I've been doing. But hey, shout out to Miss Certs if you're watching. You're not, but if you are.
She was an interesting teacher. I loved her class.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that I didn't quit band earlier to get into art classes.
Oh.
It would have been.
It sounds like a bad thing to say, quitting band.
No, it's not.
I don't recommend it if you play an instrument.
Oh no!
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Play instruments. Instruments are awesome. I just had a problem with marching band.
Yeah, it was the marching that got us. There's nothing wrong with marching, especially like.
If you can do it and do it well, do it.
Yes.
I just can't and don't like to, so I won't.
But that's not until like high school.
Yeah.
considering that. So you're good. Anyway, so what's new, guys?
Oh my god.
Life
Life.
and things and stuff and things and
Other stuff and things and things and stuff.
So who's excited? So this is probably going to come out after Christmas, but who's excited for Christmas?
No.
No one. All right, cool. No one's excited for Christmas. That's sad.
Christmas stopped being fun a while ago.
Aw, I still have fun during Christmas. I mean, it's more solitude now, but
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
But, oh god, family.
See, yeah. So luckily, if you're younger, you won't have to deal with family drama for a while. Hopefully. But you know, Christmas is still fun, in my personal opinion. It's a little bit more quiet, but I always liked quiet, so.
No, I mean it's not fun. It's just a lot. There's just a lot more work going into it now.
Yeah.
It's been different since this newer generation has become an adult. It hasn't been the same, and
Finding gifts for people, not spending all of your savings.
it's been
I
about
failed on that last part.
drinking lately. And I know
I wish we had a face cam. I just got a look. You know the one. Just like are you serious, really? Really? And my response is yes. Really?
No, go away, you. Go away, go away.
I'm sorry, but I value being able to move out of my parents' house soon.
I mean,
that's what I value.
Look, I do too, but I still have plenty saved up. What I want to do is save up for a car and get all of my appointments out of the way first, because once I can figure out how to schedule those without losing my mind, which is getting closer and quicker than I thought, believe it or not, I'm actually getting a hold of my life.
Yay!
What?
Right?
Yay!
Right? And everybody's gonna go at their own pace, so don't worry, you'll get there. But yeah, I haven't planned the appointments yet, but my first step is an eye appointment because my prescription technically expires in January. So I have a limited amount of time. Thanks for all the claps. If I had a way to edit it, I'd put all of those on screen, but yeah.
Hand emojis everywhere.
Claps. I'll give you snaps too.
But yeah, so that's basically step one. Get my eyes checked, and then it's get my teeth fixed because I haven't gone to the dentist in.
God, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So, it's been at least a year, which is bad. So once I can get all that taken care of, and I have enough savings where I can pay for that on my own without actually having to worry about, payments. I'll probably still do the payments just to build credit, but
No, I don't, but that's okay.
you'll get there. You used did you use a credit card once?
Nah, I got debit card.
Okay.
Yeah, earlier though.
Okay.
I hate credit cards.
Yeah, building credit. Well, here we are. I thought we would be more focused on drawing, but here we are talking about
Okay,
adulting.
wait,
Well, okay.
Let's do drawing.
Stop the adult. No adult things.
No adulting. It's not allowed.
Adulting bad.
Well, I mean,
very bad.
getting your life together is fine.
Ooh, bomb arrows.
But
Hey, if I had the choice.
be a kid forever? Absolutely, yes.
Oh,
Have fun, go to the park. The one thing that I wanted to be able to do, though, travel.
Yes.
You can't really do that without money and...
Yay, money.
I've been lucky with my family being able to travel so much.
That's true, but your family's really good about saving for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
My family is not.
Well, it's because my mom used to move every three years, and so if we're not going to do something interesting every 3 years, she kind of, yeah.
Bandit's face is freaking me out.
I know. I'm
just going to throw that out there.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fix it in the drawing. Well, are you talking about the picture here? Or
No.
the drawing? Okay.
The fact that
Let's
it
see.
doesn't have
Cute
eyes.
dog. Cute dog versus dog with no eyes. Which one's freaking me out here? I don't know.
No,
I mean, you never know.
hard.
Her eyes are so menacing. I mean,
No,
sarcasm.
she's adorable.
Sarcasm. One day I'll get a hold of sarcasm. I'm good when my dad uses sarcasm, and that's about it. Her nose is not nearly that big. Whoops.
Rudolph the red-nosed doggy. What?
What
I
happened?
can do sarcasm. It took me a while to learn.
Sarcasm's difficult though.
Remember, I legitimately had to teach you what sarcasm was
Yeah, I
in
know.
7th grade.
I'm surprised you didn't have to teach
Which was
me
good because
sarcasm.
my family is very sarcastic. It's how they show their love.
Yes.
And it's tough love too.
But that was fun. Yeah, I legit had to teach you what sarcasm was.
It's almost as if school should teach you how to make friends and social norms and anyway.
That's
No,
that's a whole other can of worms I'm not opening because
I'm not opening it. School teach you things.
I mean, it does teach you things. Just I mean, we should have classes on social norms and stuff like that because especially in today's generation where people are having less and less human interaction, at least from what I've seen. And when I was young, I didn't want a lot of. I was really awkward as a kid.
As a kid?
Right, now everybody knows.
No.
I was trying to keep it on the down low, but
You know I love you.
I know. Where was I going with that?
I have no idea, but it was fun to listen
You're
to.
gonna make a profound statement on how they can teach us about social norms in school.
Well, yeah, because I feel like kids don't make friends as easy as they used to. When at least in my dad's generation and younger, they would just go outside and talk to people. Oh my gosh, talking.
Talking bad. People bad.
What are you talking
Isolation
about?
good. Hermetism good.
Ooh, me like hermetism. All right.
Anyway, so that's now you know how our thought process goes. But yeah, so I'm not saying it should be like a huge class, but like for people who are having difficulty with socializing and who are like
Actually, I'm great at talking to strangers.
that's true. There are some people who are great at talking.
Yes,
to
it's just us you don't talk to.
I know.
You've gotten better though.
Have I?
I think so. I mean, yes.
Good. There are no eyes. Two solar eyes. It's like that Doctor Who episode with the person that steals people's faces. Come on, the monster that steals people's faces.
Now I'm just thinking of that.
The Wire. The Wire. The TV stole your face.
I'm thinking of Avatar.
Oh, I remember that one, man.
I was thinking the face stealer in Avatar, The Last Airbender.
God, we're gonna have to go back and rewatch it and just make a list of all the references we've made because we've made at least 20 of them.
Do you realize how many drawing ideas I'd have if I used all the references we made today? I'd be drawing up until next year about this time. Be like, hey, I don't need speed paint ideas anymore. I'm just going to draw everything that we referenced in this episode. Also, I've decided yeah. Well, I mean, I'm hoping we can do this more often. I know we're going to be super busy, but I think it'd be fun.
Busy.
There's this thing called a full-time job I have to worry about.
I mean,
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
trust me, I feel ya. Just wait till they have you working 30-hour shifts on the holidays.
Oh,
not 30-hour shifts. Sorry, 10-hour shifts, 3 days in a row.
I get 14 days PTO, paid time off.
Oh, gotcha.
Ooh.
That's more than my mom has.
Nice.
I'm so happy.
Nice.
I have a seasonal full. Yeah, okay. I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, but like that'll help for later, and it's important, and they're paying you more full time this year, aren't they?
Yeah, it was $10 an hour.
You can get 2 Swishes instead of 1.
Oh my god.
I'm only joking. You can.
Oh no, we're talking about adult things again. Okay, guys.
What, Swishes jobs?
Let us know. Do you want? It's either references
yeah.
or adult things. Let us know.
Do they have to choose?
Yeah, why not both?
Apparently, it's either one or the other.
Yeah. Oh, I did have one question. I've been considering calling this a series called Let's Draw. It's like a Let's Play, but for drawing.
That's cute.
That's
Yay!
adorable.
I like that.
Let's draw.
Let's draw.
Oh my gosh, if we can get a jingle for that. If anybody wants to donate their time.
Nintendo would sue me for that.
Would they?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so don't
That's
use...
Mario. That's a classic.
Oh, I get it. Okay, that took me a long time.
Oh man.
It took me a bit too, so it's fine. I was totally joking when I said if anybody wanted to donate time to make us a jingle, please don't.
We can't pay you.
Don't waste your... Well, I mean, we could, but... No. Don't waste your...
Okay.
I mean, I could. Don't waste your precious time on us. We'll figure out. If I really want to make a jingle, I'll find a way to make a jingle. Or something.
Okay. We'll see. When it happens, I shall be very impressed.
You know, I'm gonna look back on this and be like, man, what a weird phrase. Let's draw. I wonder if somebody else has made this because I did not search that before starting this. Probably should
Google
have.
it. Just Google it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that
Yeah,
right now.
Google and see if let's draw is a thing. And now we are silent, waiting for the result.
Silence is golden, and duct tape is silver.
Unless you get like the cheetah print duct tape, and then it's not. But
Oh.
anyway,
Drum roll, please.
I paused the drum.
It's a page. It's a YouTube.
Oh, there
Okay.
is. Oh, okay.
So that's not gonna be your thing.
That's sad. What's the user though, so I can at least give them a shout out?
The name is literally Let's Draw.
Well, I know, but okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So that idea is in the trash.
All right.
Next.
So I'll maybe if I remember to look it up, I'll leave a link to their page too, just because I feel bad for not looking it up beforehand.
Fish.
Somebody's catching fish. Breath of the Wild, catch fish.
No, I'm cooking.
Oh.
Catch fish, make money.
No, I'm cooking to make money.
What?
Well, yeah,
You don't do that?
she
Oh,
sells
yeah,
she's
yeah.
she works in a restaurant now. She's selling the food she makes to random strangers.
Okay, no. I
Only,
am outside cooking in this.
only in Breath of
pot.
the Wild. Only in Breath of the Wild.
Ow. Shoot.
Okay, so her snoot needs to be longer, but also like narrower.
Her snoot.
Yeah. Isn't that a fun word? I actually said that on purpose instead of it being a flub.
Oh, nice. Now it's the
Progress
snoot.
being made.
Wahoo! I am getting better at that though. Like, well, talking in general, because I finally like when you're like super upset and you just kind of wallow in that misery forever for no apparent reason.
So you mean the majority of my teen years? Yeah.
I've hit the point. I think did I tell you about that? I know I have. I'm pointing because I'm not using names in case they're
My
awkward.
name is Sup for this video.
Sup,
Just call me
okay.
Sup.
All right. So Sup. I don't think I've told her, but what do you want your name to be?
I don't even care.
Okay. Okay.
Hi. Her name is Hi.
So, all right. This isn't going to be confusing at all. I'm going to forget immediately. So I think I told Hi, but not Sup.
This is great. I love it.
Yeah. I have this new mentality, and I'm using a specific anime character as reference point, which is probably not the best idea, but
it's great. Just keep going.
I'm not going to name them just because. But anyway, so I finally hit the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of playing victim. I'm going to take control of my life. I'm tired of being sad. I'm just going to say no. And I'm, not specifically to those emotions because they're regular parts of life and you can't live life without them. But, just basically like...
Okay, Hi.
I can't cook any more meals.
Good for you, Hi.
But like I'm trying to be more positive and not work harder. I work hard enough as it is. No, I'll probably still work harder. But it. I don't even know where to start here. But trying not to be sad and not wallow in it, I guess. I told my coworker that I was going to make a list. I haven't made that list yet of how to keep this mentality, mostly because I don't know specifically. I only started this like maybe less than 2 weeks ago.
She's empowering herself.
Yes, I am forcing myself to be confident and learn to tell people no when it is detrimental to my health. And,
Just say no. Thank you, First Lady. I forget which one.
Okay.
All right. Making political references that we don't get. Well, you might get it, but I don't.
I think it was one of the Bush's wives.
Perhaps.
Anyway.
Sorry.
We digress.
But yeah, so it's my way of saying no to sadness and frustration and anger. Specifically, letting it control me. Because I've definitely had a problem with that for most of my life. Like, not to be like super heavy, but like most of my life I have not been happy, but I am taking control now, and I have not allowed those emotions to get the better of me. So yeah, I mean everybody has their lows. So I'm, like I've mentally prepared myself. I know like there's gonna be points where I probably won't be okay because that happens, but knowing that it's a possibility and that it will happen uh, kind of helps too. If that makes sense. And one day we'll find the words to actually make everything I just said make sense without it circling around each other.
Okay.
Wow.
That sounded extremely condescending.
It was meant to be happy, like you can do it.
I know.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I totally got that. It was just the way you phrased it. It was funny. Look, that's where her eyes are going to be, so it's a little less...
No,
I mean, that's worse. That's worse.
Oh my gosh.
Mayday, send help.
I should have put... This should have been like a Halloween video instead, but...
Oh,
well.
don't be like that.
No, it's funny.
Is it?
I think so. If you think this is funny, tell me in the comments that it's funny. I'm kidding. Please don't. You guys are going to do that in a condescending way, and do whatever you want. I don't care.
Don't be like that.
What?
Your dog is possessed.
The one downside to doing the eyes last. They don't look...
I'm going to see that in my nightmares tonight. It's fine.
Mission accomplished then.
Oh.
Well, hey,
you were trying to traumatize me?
No, I wanted my drawing to stand out enough where it'll be in somebody's dreams.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not in the way that I wanted, but hey, progress. Hi has sneaky seafood. This is we need.
All right,
this is okay now.
Different name because there is now a different connotation for your current name. So let's come up with a different name for you.
I mean,
I don't even know.
If you're okay with me using your actual name, that's fine.
You can just use my name.
Okay, so Bree. Anyway, where were we?
I had sneaky seafood.
Yeah, so Bree has sneaky seafood.
Oh, that sounds so much better.
Oh my gosh.
It does. Okay.
All right. I've also realized that the fur needs to be out this way more, so we can look away from the
traumatizing face. Okay.
Let's go with something lighter. I was gonna say something. Oh my gosh, I need to work on that. I don't know if anybody could actually hear me whispering or not. I have a tendency to like whisper when I'm being facetious. Is that the word? Whimsical? Like if I'm not insulting myself, but if I'm like if I've done something weird or something, and I'll be like, "Oh, that was great," but I'll like whisper it. Being sarcastic about myself, I guess.
Don't be sarcastic about yourself.
There's nothing wrong with it. You can laugh at yourself. It's okay, just as long as you're not like, hurting your mental health while doing so.
Oh wait, you're not supposed to.
Oh God.
No, I'm joking.
What?
I'm joking.
You're joking, but we've absolutely done that before, so But, you know, everybody needs to work on stuff. Everyone. Everyone. Looking at all you famous people that aren't watching this. Because why would they? I don't know what I'm laughing about anymore.
It's okay. I don't either.
You ever just hit the point where you're with friends and then you forget what you're doing as you're doing it and you just start talking about random things? We've hit that point.
Well, I mean, I'm extremely impressed that you've been able to carry on this conversation with us and you
Right?
still
as you do
continuously
it.
draw.
Right? I paused for the drum roll and that was about it. Okay, I'm actually starting to get disturbed by the lack of eyes now.
It's not that bad.
It's better now that you drew in the nose. Because
Yeah.
before then
You know,
it looked
I
even
think I'll
worse.
put in the tongue now too. Usually I leave that for last, but I'm disturbing myself.
Yeah, I
so-
kind of want the tongue to be there.
Oops, wrong thing.
But
yeah,
it makes sense to do one color at a time, and you've been in the black and
that's
white.
way too bright.
That's a really pink tongue.
That's too long. That's about. Sure.
Sure.
I have a kiss eye.
So another detail I want to specifically say, when I draw, I don't actually have a set way of doing it. I just kind of start throwing things on the canvas. So like I gave a bunch of tips in the tiger tutorial. I threw all of those out the window when I started this. But I do recommend doing those tips. If you haven't seen them, I'll link that in the description as well. But yeah. Okay, so right now I've got a warped version of Wolf Link.
I love her
Look at him.
tail is about twice as long as her body.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about. Her tail is long. I tried to make the canvas the correct size, but that hasn't worked yet. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that out since I've got base.
I
Take
think
that, and then with the powers of editing, I'm going to. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this without it. I'm gonna lasso this entire section, and now I'm gonna have to blend all the colors again, but
Headless doggy.
ah, no! Okay.
okay.
So she needs to be. Yeah. So yeah, when you go to do this at home, if you're using this as a tutorial, yeah, you're not gonna be able to do this. Oh, I need to find a way. I'm gonna do this. So I should have tried to put this on a separate layer for the time being, because when I put this down, it's gonna, everything else is gonna be like put down as well. So like this, and then we'll just detach everything and move it over so that I can put it all together later. It sounds terrible, but that's all I got for now. So
One thing I love about drawing, though, is how forgiving it is.
True. I say as I move my mouse around wildly trying to figure out what I've done.
Oh
here.
yeah, this is extremely oh man, that dog's in pieces.
Yeah.
You can't really go wrong with how you do it. So
she
long.
says, "Have you looked up at all from your game? Because
I have. I've been watching.
Okay, because if you
But
looked
so
up,
long as it ends up
is
as you want it, then you haven't done anything wrong.
True. If you had looked up like as you were saying that, you would have.
I was watching.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to know what my dad got me for Christmas. Oh yeah, I'm hooked up to my dad's Amazon account, so anything he buys online for me, I totally know.
That's lovely.
I mean, I have my account is linked with my dad, so anytime I make a purchase, he sees it. Like, well, he doesn't. He sees where I purchased from. He doesn't see the actual.
Oh yeah, same. With my mom though.
What have I done here? Okay.
What have I done? It's a monster.
Apologies, everyone. So we're gonna do that and just have to. It doesn't look right anymore. Just blend everything. I hope.
Okay.
See,
Can I
this
ask
is
a question,
bad.
though? Why did you separate the body from the head?
So I was trying to, because like the head looked fine, but the body wasn't proportionate. So I tried to make the body proportionate without affecting the head or tail. So I separated them. But now it just looks,
Scary.
yeah. Look, I just gotta blend everything back together. It'll be fine.
And that one leg is really short.
Yeah. Well, she's got it underneath her. That's like the one thing I did intentionally.
The only thing
Good to know.
Oh my gosh. So, right. We did things today.
Totally.
I don't know if they were good, but see, the best part about this is a learning experience. So you guys are learning along with me what not to do. When, when you're
Isn't it supposed to be a tutorial?
It is, but you need to learn what not to do too. It's fine.
Okay, sure.
Now
What
now you guys know at least 10 different ways how not to draw a husky by detaching its
limbs.
from the drawing. So like if you're doing this in pencil, you won't have to worry about it. Because you can just you can erase and start over and not make the mistakes I just did. If you have an editing program, just don't do what you just saw me do. Or do, it's up to you. Whatever.
Or
what?
got you to do it.
I mean, it's not hard. All you have to do is be like, oh, look, I found some ore. Or what?
Yeah.
Remember that?
We can be funny.
Yeah. That one day when I think it was you, Sam, and I just kept saying the same pun about the ore over and over again.
We wanted to murder her.
Yeah.
In the nicest way possible because we
Of
love our
course.
friend.
Oh,
It's a shooting star.
So murder is okay as long as it's nice murder.
Yeah.
No, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. It's not good ever. Anyway, so. Oh my god.
You created monsters, that's what you've done.
Oh, this is horrible. There's a shooting star and I don't know where it went.
Alright, I had to look back. She said this is horrible, and I looked back and I realized immediately that she wasn't talking about the drawing, but
Oh, sorry.
but it was very fitting at the same time. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. With drawings like this, they might take longer. Like I think I had a drawing that took like 4.5 hours, and it was an anime drawing, but it took 4.5 hours. But like you can just add on. Why am I moving the canvas? I'm getting too excited and forgetting that I'm doing a video. That's what makes it fun though, right? You forget you're doing a video and you're just having fun with it.
Yeah, sure.
That makes it better, right?
No clue. At least I'm honest about that.
Tell me your opinion. I'm kidding. Comments below. Anyway,
Shameless plug.
shameless plug. Comment, and comment.
No, but really, she does like hearing people's opinions.
I do, actually.
So it's not just, I want more comments. It's a literally, can you please tell me this?
Yeah, like, especially, like, even on DeviantArt, like, people are afraid to tell me what their opinions are and what I should be fixing instead of, like, doing the same thing over and over. I'm like, dude, no, like, you don't have to be rude about it. Just, like, as long as you're being, constructive about it.
Honest.
Yeah, and honest. Like, I'll constantly, like, I'll send drawings to, with Bree for sure, a couple of different coworkers when I'm drawing something about anime. And I'll be like, hey, so here's what I've got. Tell me what you see that's off so I can fix it in future drawings. And, even you, Bree, you still have problems telling me, like, what to
that
fix.
face is too long. I'm not talking about this one. I was talking about a random nothing that I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, because like we had like a drawing section in one of the Girl Scout meetings 2 years ago or last year,
Yeah.
and part of the learning part, I might have actually told this story on the Tiger tutorial actually, um, was to tell people like, hey, criticism is fine just as long as you're not being mean about it. Um, and that was part of the thing. So I showed some of my drawings, and Bree gave me feedback on what was off. And I still remember like the specific drawing I showed you too, and like the criticism on it. And I've never done that specific pose ever again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I haven't like I'll have to eventually, especially with all of the projects that I'm working on, like 10 different comics we're working on, and
10?
okay, it's not 10, it's like 3, but still it feels like 10. Well, because I've got personal projects that I've been procrastinating on.
She finds something that she likes,
And then I go
and then
into
she
it.
draws it, and then she finds something else that she likes. And of course that has to be drawn as well.
Yeah, so
And it's still a great idea. They're all great ideas. It's just
I don't think your hand can keep up with how many ideas you have.
no, it can't.
my head gets headaches. Actually, you don't want to see my laptop because of how many files I have on it. How many Word documents, because I get ideas in writing, and I just have to write it down, so I write 3 pages, and then, but this idea.
Yeah. I feel like writing is quicker on that front, but I don't know, honestly.
I mean, it depends on how far you take an idea before you move on from it.
Yeah. So, see, the problem is, like, I'll have an entire story in my head, so, like,
Actually, I admire your dedication to your ideas, though, Parrish. Because you get a huge chunk of it done. It's not like me. I don't get a huge chunk done
like,
before I move on to the next one.
It's
You
tough,
just
though.
you kind of write it and then you go, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Like,
You, when you have your idea, you don't do that. You will get it done, and you will get it pretty, and just have so much written in such a short amount of time that it kind of leaves me in awe.
Yeah, but well, okay. I appreciate that.
Take the compliment.
I'm working on that. I'm working on a lot of things, but I'm working on that.
Ooh, fire choo-choos.
Fire choo-choos. Oh no. The only problem with like doing it that way though is I have a tendency to not proofread when I'm writing and just write. And that's a good thing to do, but if you're working on a project that you know you want to get out there, it's important to go back and look and edit. And once I have 100 pages of a fan fiction, I don't want to go back and reread all 100 pages in that moment and then realize how. And I have this problem, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I'll start writing a story, and I'll go back and be like, well, that's kind of dumb, isn't it?
No, there are no dumb stories.
I like that logic, but
yeah, there are.
I mean,
we
you believe what you want.
We have written evidence.
Yeah, there is
of that, just proving that that's not true.
I'm trying to be nice.
And it's nice to a degree. It's just not fully true. But like I'll write until I overload myself with that project and like just not want to go back to rereading it because I overthink it and then think, oh, that's dumb. Why did I even think of this? I'm working on that too.
Good. Work on it.
But like, so for example, like I again put this on my Facebook page. I am writing a story, kind of co-writing because half the characters are Breeze, but
just half of them.
Yeah, just half. And yeah, so like I have the entire story in my head, and I'm kind of writing it down just to keep those ideas collected. And I know exactly where I want to go with the story, and I'm even keeping some of it secret from Bree.
She is. I've got no idea what the plot is. I just have my characters and tell her how they react.
I should probably tell you so you can have input on like battles and stuff. It's basically like it's heavily inspired by D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
For those who don't know.
Yeah. So, like, I have several books that I'm using as reference, and we're making our own charts for it too, but, well, please. So, yeah, those are all the updates, I guess. Should probably finish up, so I think we've been going for like over an hour, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good progress. So,
Probably.
I realize I'm literally just drawing Wolf Link. My dog is basically Wolf Link, except Link is a wolf and not a dog, but they're close enough. But yeah, so
Close enough.
yeah. So if you guys have any questions or anything, I know I didn't really go into detail about like specific tips or anything. It was mostly just commentary. Whoops. Go ahead and save that so I don't lose it. Let me know. I'll try to explain as best as I can, and then I can incorporate that into the next one, so we have like a basis of what.
You know what'll make it look less like Link?
What?
Incorporating a bit of brown.
Yeah, because she does have brown on here. We'll do that in the next one.
Here's advisement.
No, I like that. It's good. When I go back to watch this video to realize what I need to fix, I'll remember that. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Ask questions if you have them. I'll answer to the best of my ability. I'll actually check my feed instead of, not. Um, yeah, I think that's it. You guys have anything else you want to say before we?
No.
No? Okay.
Peace out, people.
Peace
Have
out.
fun.
We'll see you next time, whenever that is. We'll figure out a day. Bye.